Okay, video 1. Good morning and welcome to our first beginners amigurumi online class. I hope that you are ready for this and that you will enjoy the class. Before we start, I would just like to show you what we are going to make today. We are going to crochet a Eeyore, and it's a very lazy donkey. It's a sleeping donkey. I must still embroider the eyes, but we'll get to that. But just to give you guys an idea of how your end product will look like. Okay, so you did receive the digital pattern, and I presume that you've printed it. And let's just quickly go and have a look at our pattern. So when we crochet amigurumi, it will always tell us what do we need. So for this specific pattern, it says a 3.5 millimeter hook, a yarn needle, scissors, stuffing, and a wooden button, as well as what material we need. Okay, the noise in the background are my two humongous dogs. They are very excited because Mummy is sitting behind a closed door and they're not allowed in. So please just bear with the background noise. Okay, so I am going to crochet with 50-50 today. There's no rule of what you want to crochet with. I just see that 50-50 gives a very nice end product. You will also see on the 50-50 that it will give you an indication here with the crocheting hook. They will say a 4 millimeter crocheting hook. Now the first thing of amigurumi is to remember that we're going to stuff our end product. Therefore, I like to go for a smaller hook size so that my stuffing don't peep through the holes so much. So I am going with a 2.5 millimeter hook today. It really doesn't matter. I would say if you are used to crocheting with a 3 millimeter, perhaps go one hook size smaller, just so that your work can be tighter, so that the stuffing don't peek through. So when we get the amigurumi pattern, they will, in this case we're going to do an animal, so they will tell you head and they will give the instructions and so forth. So for today we're going to start with the head. Now in my Eeyore you will see that the mouth is you can't see that the mouth is a lighter color, so we always start with the tippy of the face. Okay, so in your case you will then decide what color you would like to use for the mouth, and then we're going to start there. So it says here, start with your light beige yarn and stuff the head as you go, which is not so important at this stage. So it says row 1, 6 single crochets in a magic ring. Now to make the magic ring, I put the yarn over my fingers like that, and then I write a P. You guys can see that I've made a P there. I will insert the hook into the big ring and just hook that yarn. Don't pull it too tight. You want this big hole there. Then you will crochet one single crochet, which doesn't count as anything. Okay? And then you will continue to make 6 single crochets inside that big magic ring that you did. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and you pull it tight. Okay, now with this, it's extremely important to work with a stitch marker. I prefer stitch markers like this because they don't go loose so fast. So there in your last stitch that you made, in this front part, just insert your stitch marker, because in amigurumi, counting is of vital importance. So that is row or round 1. So we're going to work in a continuous spiral. We're not going to work in separate rows. We're going to work in a continuous spiral. So it says in round 2 we do 2 single crochets in each stitch so that we can end with 12 stitches. Alright, so now you've made your 6 stitches in that first row. So I like to count back from my stitch marker is 1, Let me just get a needle here to show you. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I enter my needle into 6. 6. Okay, now you must make sure that you go through both legs of the V-stitch. There will be a stitch there that it will feel for you as if you missed it. Don't worry, it's just the stitch that was the step for the first one. So now I make 2 stitches in that single crochet, and I do 2 single crochets in every previous stitch, which was 6 stitches, so it will give me 12 stitches. I will see you in video 2.